I've always been intrigued by the idea of nature journaling. I thought this would be a way to get a deeper connection and understanding of the wild world around me. Although I write about nature often, I've always felt held back from anything too artistic. Worried that I didn't have the skills and would become frustrated and give up on the process entirely. It's only been in the last few weeks that I've been brave enough to really give it a go. I've been pleasantly surprised at the details of nature that are only visible when you take the time to properly look. It's the perfect hobby for the slow life I crave. While I'm making tea, I wanted to quickly mention the sponsor of this week's video, which is Skillshare. I'm a huge fan of Skillshare's mission to make a creative life possible for everyone, with thousands of online classes available, whatever your interest may be. This includes things like photography, videography, graphic design, business, cooking, and even interior design. I've enjoyed using Skillshare for years for both supporting my creative career and enriching my personal life by helping me carve out a slow and sustainable way of living. When I first started wanting to learn about nature journaling, I knew Skillshare would be a fantastic option. I really enjoyed Johanna's class and introduction to nature journaling. Johanna was such an engaging teacher, it made me feel much more confident and inspired to give it a go myself. I now can't wait to try Julia's class, Nature Journal, Drawing Ideas for Autumn, to further improve my skills and help me capture my favourite season. If you would like to try Skillshare for yourself, the first 500 people to use the link in my description will get a 30-day free trial and 40% off your first year of Skillshare membership, which is a fantastic brand new deal that they're offering my audience. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I was really surprised at the amount of comments I got when I wrote about my journey in starting nature journaling on my Substack. I think a lot of people really liked the idea of it, but they resonated with the fact that it's something that they've always wanted to do or maybe wanted to try but just not picked it up. Like anything that's kind of artistic, I anyway feel very nervous in doing it because I am such a perfectionist and I don't have any kind of training or real talent in any of like drawing and painting and stuff, and it always put me off because I just thought it's going to be rubbish, you know, it's going to be embarrassing and all this kind of stuff. But I was just like, that's not really the point there, is it? The point is to be doing something that is just for you, not for anybody else, and I'm so glad I started. I've only just started in the last few weeks, and it's coming into autumn, or it is autumn now, and it's my favourite season, so I thought this would be a really good opportunity to start. And I found that it's just given me another wonderful creative outlet and something that isn't for work. So although I'm now sharing it with you guys now, you know, when I started this I wasn't going to share this on my channel. I have a creative career, I do this content creation full time, but it's quite nice to do something that's just creative for the sake of being creative. I've also found that it makes me more observant when I'm out and about, and I already thought, you know, I'm fairly observant, I've got a science background, I work as a conservationist, got quite a good understanding of nature, and also I film outside a lot, so that gives me that kind of lens to view things through. But it's when it goes down to like the nitty gritty of nature, it's like all the little tiny heather flowers and stuff that I'd never really looked at before, and it's just given me another layer and another connection with nature, and it's really, really fun as well. And one of the great things about nature journaling is you really don't need to invest in lots of arty stuff if you don't have any to get started. All you need is like something to write on. So I got this from Hobbycraft, I think it's a sea white journal. I chose one with watercolour paper because I knew that I wanted to do some watercolouring. I already had some watercolours, so I thought this is a great opportunity. I did get into watercolouring a couple of years ago and then just stopped, so, but I did keep them because I always wanted to get back to them. So I've just got a journal, some watercolour paints, I've got a couple of paintbrushes. I did get slightly higher end paintbrushes because it really does make a difference. I find with the cheap ones they kind of just disintegrate on you. And then yeah, I just draw a pencil, and then I go over any writing with pen, and I've got like a fine tip, you're not going to be able to see that at all probably, but like a fine tip drawing pen here that basically I go around and outline my drawing with. My mum gave me that tip. My mum's an artist. This is another reason that I'm like a bit nervous, because my mum's an artist, my partner is also very artistic and very talented, so I'm just like, oh my god, too much pressure. But yeah, I barely spent anything and I'm able to just go out and start being artistic, which is fantastic. And in terms of process, I watched those Skillshare videos, I watched some YouTube videos about what other people do, and I think it really varies. Some people like to go out and do it all outside, you know, take the paints, take the whatever and do it all outside. I find that I prefer just doing it inside, but when I'm out and about I make notes, occasionally little sketches, but mostly just writing, because I do like to incorporate writing with my drawings. And then when I come back I, you know, bring little treasures with me, or if there's anything that I don't want to pick up, so you know, something I want to leave out in nature, I'll just take a photo of it instead and use that, and then I can just in my own time go away at it and create lovely little pieces of art. So I thought I would be brave and share you what I've been doing. So this is my first page here. This is just like the different heathers we have in Scotland, and it was really nice to be able to actually press. I just used wood glue to stick these pressed bits of heather in. I just pressed the heather with a book because we all know I've got lots of books to choose from. And then I've got a wee bit page here about, I wrote something about Devil's Bit scabious, which is a wildflower, so that was really nice to capture it that way. And then this was hard work. I need to learn better how to like blend paints a bit more, but that's something that's like, oh, that would be fun to learn. And yeah, again, a little bit of my writing, I like to include like the meanings of things. So oak means strength, endurance, power, wisdom. And then you saw what I was doing today. This was just a little bit of capturing the day basically when I was out and about, and I included this poem by Emily Bronte because I saw it and I was like, this is perfect. I love Emily Bronte. Wuthering Heights, her novel, is like my all-time favourite book. So yeah, and it's not taken me long, probably an hour or so dabbling away at that, and it's just a really lovely way to spend a day. I'll leave that Substack article I wrote about nature journaling below because I've included like a few tips on how to get started if you're interested. If you have tried nature journaling, have your own tips, please do share them in the comments. I'd love to read them. And remember, if you want to try out Skillshare and maybe look at the other journaling, nature journaling, or any of their general artistic classes on there, you can use the link in my description to get a 1 month free trial. But other than that, thank you very much for joining me on this quiet journaling day, guys. I loved having you here, and I will see you next week.